So there seems to be more research these days about horses seeking out certain elements in their environment to support their system. And a lot of these might be minerals and herbs and other types of browse that support their system and keep them healthy. They could even have medicinal benefits. One thing that's become really popular, especially in the horse track or Paddock Paradise world, are mineral bars or water buffets. This is my water buffet. Just wanted to show you how I set it up. I'm adding salt. This is plain white table salt or feed mixing salt. I'm using nettles in another container. These little buckets here are 10 quarts each, so I'm using maybe an eighth to a quarter of a cup of loose dried herbs. This next bucket I'm going to use bentonite clay. It's one of the favorites of Maggie. It's a detoxifier. And again, I'm just going to put about an eighth of a cup in this red bucket. Next up is ginger root and turmeric root, and I'm going to mix those in the same bucket. Turmeric is a wonderful anti-inflammatory. It's something that I enjoy using myself. And I'm going to just do 1 scoop of each in here and mix those two together. It's important to note that these are lined up next to our plain, clean water trough. So always having clean water available as their first choice is very, very important. So I line these up all together so that they always have clean water as their first choice. Just topping off each bucket here with water, mixing them up really well. It's very, very simple and easy. This black bucket has salt in it. It's probably holding about 2 cups of salt. You can add as much salt as will dissolve. So as soon as you start to see it's not dissolving, that's a good amount of salt. And that's basically it for lining it up, and it's all free choice. I do think it's important for everybody to do their own research. I always see questions in groups about which minerals to buy, which herbs to buy, how much to use. It's really hard for just a stranger who doesn't know your horse or his history or background or issues to be able to tell you. There are some great books out there. These are 2 that I use to just go through and make sure that what I'm offering my horses is safe for them. Please remember that just because something is safe for a human doesn't make it safe for a horse or any other animal. And be aware of what animals might be drinking out of your water buffet. So if you have dogs or sheep or goats, llamas, cats that also drink out or will have access to those minerals and stuff, you might just want to make sure that you're not going to accidentally harm them. So these are some really good resources. This book has a whole section on horses in here, so you can check out the recommendations here. And then herbal horsekeeping. I love the McDowell line of herbs that you can buy. They're out of Australia, but there are some people in the States that sell their products, and this is another one that I find indispensable and kind of gives me some peace of mind on the herbs that I'm offering. I do err on the side of caution, and I use very, very small amounts of herbs when I'm making the water buffet, so I don't overload anybody, and I would prefer for them to just have a little hint of it. Remember, this is supportive. This isn't necessarily to cure issues or anything like that. It's not a substitute for medicine. And on that note, you also need to be sure that what you're offering isn't going to compete with any medicines that your horse might be on. Certain things like the bentonite clay being a detoxifier can cause medications to not be absorbed. So be aware of those things. It's very important. I am not a vet. Everybody needs to be responsible for their own research. I found that all of our animals seem to really enjoy the water buffet and having free choice. The salt water is usually a pretty popular one, especially in the summer, and it's nice knowing that they have another option for getting salt when they need it.